Trade intuition, the chart magician. Make sure to type bingo bango in the chat. Bingo bango with domination, elevation, initiation, mitigation, continuation, summarization, revelation, notification, prognification, nullification, nullification, modification, fortification, unification, purification, replication, duplication, overstimulation, annihilation, accumulation, continuation, continuation, elevation, domination, mitigation, initiation, transformation, detonation, celebration, elevation, illumination, liberation, concentration, orchestration, organization, manifestation, observation, confirmation, acceleration, articulation, regulation, fluctuation, circulation, vegetation, legislation, orchestration, oscillation, penetration, constellation, motivation, revitalization, synchronization, modernization, visualization, operation, calibration, reverberation, meditation, levitation, infiltration, escalation, accumulation, continuation, initiation, mitigation, transformation, radiation, domination, elevation, celebration, vibration, liberation, illumination, continuation, elevation, levelation, total detonation, generation, transformation.
Transformation, propagation, procrapulation, I don't know, mitigation. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, bingo bango. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is your time. It's always time to make this money. So let's do it, guys. Let's make this money. My name is Joe, also known as Trade Intuition, where we show you how to successfully trade without all the complicated terms, pattern memorization. This stuff's boring, too boring. I got my lights coming in tomorrow. Got my lights coming in tomorrow, and so hopefully I'll be messing with that. Well, I doubt it before the stream. So the next day I should have the lights situated. All right, moving on. Thank you, Al. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you greatly. Crypto bubbles on the daily. We got rain. Make it rain. 115. What is this coin? I have no idea. Don't want to get into it. Not really. Maybe the short. But for the day, most coins were up. 8%, 7%, 10%. Let's go to the hourly. Does this mean Bitcoin's coming down? Possible. There's a big fat possible on that. We're going to check it in just a moment. Let us look at the Fear and Greed Index for crypto. We are at 20. We're up 1 point. That'll work. Let's look at the liquidation heat map. This is on the 24-hour time frame. Right now, tree is down to 0.6. This is what Al's setting is. So let's use it as well. We did have some liquidations. 39.95 million. Right at 87,852. Got tapped. Then the lower one also got tapped, 49.61 million, or 49.6 million. At 87,630, we almost tapped this one. 39.95 million, sitting at 87,482. Could we come for it? Sure, why not? I actually got liquidated right here. Just barely right there. Possible. I just got liquidated. Not liquidated, I'm sorry, stop loss. But I was trying to go for it. I was like, you know what? 15-minute candle close above the VWAP. I'm going to try for it. And then I pulled a fib. And I was like, oh, I thought it was at the 382, but it was slightly above it. Like, dang it, probably going to come down. I made a video for my VIP group. And I let them know that I entered the trade. And then I'm drawing the fib retracement tool. It's like, oh. Hey, Chris, what's going on, man? All right, let's see here. I don't know what that one is. Clash. Oh, wait, we didn't even finish liquidations. All right. Let's go to the 12-hour. Same thing, threshold 0.6. We can see that we almost came to it. Almost. But didn't get it. Could we? Sure. We're real close to it. But just because it goes right next to it doesn't mean that it will get it. But the chances are higher the closer it gets. We have a lot of nice liquidations up here too. Same thing, 39.95 million, sitting at 89.258. 30 million, sitting at 89.4. And then 37.95 million, sitting at 89.6. So lots of liquidations to the bottom and to the top. All right. Did we do the 3-day? On the 3-day, we did come down here. We did tap both of these areas of bright liquidation. The brighter it is, the more liquidations. This was a nice retrace. And we have some really nice liquidations up here, 89.4. And then it's starting to heat up. I'm pretty sure in the next couple hours, if we get this bounce, we'll have this nice liquidation area. So we'll see. All right, let's look at Flash now. Flash, doing nothing, being boring. We talked about this, 0.02731. We don't want to break that level. If price breaks the level, more than likely we'll come down here to 0.02244. I said 22. We definitely do not want to break 0.01894. If we do, man, this level, 0.008075 is a zone really. 0.005526. This is the zone that we're looking to potentially come down to if we break the orange number we just mentioned. All right. What else? I think that's it. Let's see here. Nice. Very nice, Chris. Let's see here. Let's do this. So this is where I got my stop. Let me show you. Let me show you something. I gotta put that audio clip. So I'm doing a video for my VIP group, and you know our trade. This is default. I'll show you the trade in a second. But anyway, so I see this and I see this bounce here. I was like, cool. Let me enter the trade because more than likely this is 382. Let me enter the trade. Start making the video for the group, and then when I pull the fib, magnet tool from the low to the high, right there, we were here. I was like, dang it! I thought this was the 382, but this is the 382. I was like, price may come down to the 382, but I traded with such high leverage. My stop loss was like somewhere around here. And I had a lower entry, I think around here. I forgot what I said on the video. And then maybe a lower entry here. But I was like, you know what? No, I'm just going to get stopped out. I'm going to move up my stop loss. I get stopped out, I get stopped out. I'm going to wait till it breaks a high. That's what I did. I got stopped out. Let's see here. I think this might be a short stream. Pretty tired. Oh, I have story time. I'll probably give y'all some stories about my work. It's really funny, in my opinion. So I'll do story time. And if you want me to go over strategies or questions or whatever, just let me know. But for Bitcoin, I'm still seeing it go. These are just different thought processes that I have. Depending on, we could get rejected off of the mid level coming down is what we don't want to see. We don't want to see the break of this level. That didn't happen, which is good. Here is the mid level of this zone. Came up to it. It's fine if it comes down, but we want to see it break this mid level. If it breaks the mid level, great. More than likely do a lower high, which is fine. Come down, bounce off of the mid level, come up, get rejected off of the top of the range or this zone, then possibly pull back some more, make a higher low. Very important. All these are very important, because if it makes a lower low, well, it's losing momentum, losing strength. So I'll give you a heads up. But I'm still thinking the bigger picture. We bounce up, we go up. We want to see the break of this main level or zone for me, 91.6, or you can say 91.7. Then the next area that we're looking at is this trend line, which is right around 98. Then, we have this next trend line, which is around 104.5, 105, which is right underneath our major resistance zone. So you got two whammies, no whammies, stop, and then go up. But for me, long term, still bearish until we start creating lower highs that are broken and not breaking higher lows. So we're looking for. All right. So I still think we're gonna go up. We're gonna go up, come down, hopefully make higher highs, higher lows. Keep on doing that until we go reach these levels that we were talking about. Okay. So I'll do story time. Story time. Oh wait, I have it on this computer. Wait for it. I said wait for it. Here's story time. Oh, here it is. Story time. Story time. All right. So the place I work at, it's a supermarket, and I love it, man. I love it. So different from nursing. Oh my gosh, nursing, man. You go in 15 minutes early, you get a report, and I mean you're still early, but literally you're always behind, and you have a bunch of stress. You have family members calling, you have family members showing up, you have certain residents with behavior issues, you have dealing with staff, the CNAs, they're not getting along, your CNA calls in, now you're short staffed, just so many different things. Then that's not even having to do with the patients. Then you have the patients. Maybe one of them's cyanotic, one of them's not breathing right. Maybe one of them is having behavioral issues. Maybe one of them is passing. There's a lot of stuff with nursing. Oh my gosh. But right now, I'm not doing any of that. I'm in a supermarket in the meat department, and I love it. I love it. It's so anyway, I have this boss, right? She is the type of boss, and I've identified this really quick. She's the type of boss that she likes to hear herself talk, and you could be blinking your eyes, and she would say, make sure to blink your eyes. Like this? Yeah, just like that. Okay. Like you're already doing it, but she just wants to be the one to tell you to do it. Anyway. So the other day, I go in, and I'm a worker. Man, I'm a worker. So I go in, and right away, I see that things need to be refilled. So I'm starting on refilling those, and trash can be taken out. And if I don't take out the trash, like that sucker gets heavy, like 60, 70 pounds heavy in a trash bag that you have to, pull up. So anyway, I see this stuff right away. I start working on it. And as I'm working on it, she's like, hey, that's my pet peeve. Hey, I ignore her. Hey you. No, not hey you. Hey Joe. "Hey, Joe." And I said, "Hey," to her. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing stuff that needs to be done. That way we continue the flow, because if the guys don't have their equipment, if the guys don't have their materials, well, then they have to stop and slow down. So I'm refilling everything." She goes, "Well, I don't need you to do that. I need you to do this, X, Y, and Z." I was like, "All right, cool. Let me go ahead and finish this, and I'll get on that." No. You got to do this right now." It's like, "All right, cool." Which makes no sense to me. Because when the guys run out completely, well, they have to stop their flow, their momentum, and then they have to stop what they're doing, get the stuff, bring it, pack, it's dumb. It's so dumb. Anyway, today, I go in. As soon as I go in, I already know what I'm gonna do. Take out trash, restock, then check my list, what I gotta do. So I go in there, and she's like, "Hey." I don't answer. Hey, Joe." I turn around and say, "Hey." She goes, "Do you know what you're doing right now?" I say, "Yep." She goes, "What are you doing?" So I give her what I'm gonna do. But she doesn't like people who think for themselves. And she's like, "No, I need you to do X, Y, and Z." I said, "All right." So I still do what I need, what I'm gonna do anyway. She goes, "Joe, what are you doing?" I said, I'm doing what needs to be done. Like, I know what needs to be done." She goes, "Well, I don't need you to do that. I need you to do X, Y, and Z." That's okay, no problem. So I'm halfway doing what needs to be done. So I go do her thing that takes no time at all, 0. Then I come back to do what I was doing. And then as I'm doing it, like, I'm busy. I'm not, riding the clock. I'm not, sitting in the break room. I'm doing stuff that needs to be done. And as I'm doing it, it's funny. As I'm doing this, she sees me and she goes, "Hey, where have you been?" Because again, she doesn't know, like, all the things that I'm doing, micromanagement, but I'm doing stuff. She goes, "Hey, where have you been?" I say, "Hey, you found me." I said, "Okay, great. Now it's your turn. You go hide, and I'll look for you." Da-dum-dums. And she's like, "Wait, what?" Because, yeah. To me, that was funny. So, "Hey, I found you. What have you been doing? Where are you? Where you been?" I said, "Oh, good, you found me. Okay, now it's your turn. You go hide, and I'll go look for you." But yeah, she's one of them. But it's fun, though. And, like me, I'm a smart guy, I think. But there it's different, though. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's different. And I ask for help all the time. Because there's stuff that I don't know. It's like, well, what's this? And what code's this? And what trays are this? And blah, blah. And they're real cool. The guys are real cool. But with her, oh my gosh. It's crazy. It's crazy. Nobody's watching today. Huh. It's okay. We'll do one more story and then that'll be the show. What other story can I do? That was the main story I wanted to talk to you about. Just it was funny. Like, "Oh, you found me. Okay, now you go hide and I'll go look for you." But yeah. The second day, I'll tell you the second day. The second day, ooh, man. I told the guy who's actually the boss, but he lets her run the show. I told the guy, and I knew he was the boss. I already had intel. Anyway, I'm talking to him and say, "Oh man, I almost got fired today." He's like, "Why? What happened, Joe?" I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm doing work, right? And she busts through the door. She opens the door. She's with customers. She busts through the door and she says, 'Hey,' I know she's talking to me because I'm the only one in there." And she goes, "Hey." I hear her. "Hey, you." I still don't turn around. And then she whistled like I'm a freaking dog. Still didn't do nothing. She goes, Joe. I said, yes, ma'am. She goes, hey, I need you to go get X, Y, and Z. She's with the customer, so I don't say anything. But sure. So I go get X, Y, and Z. I give it to the customer. I say, here you go, ma'am. Thank you, blah, blah. I go back to my stuff. And I tell the dude, I said, man, I almost got fired today. Because one, you don't call me hey or hey you. And worse, you don't whistle to me like I'm a friggin' dog. I said, ooh, man, I almost let her have it. Because nah, Joe, that's just the way she is. I said, that's fine with me. But when she calls me hey or hey you or whistles, I don't listen to that. You know, excuse me, thank you, please, can you help me out? All those words I respond to. My name especially. But hey you. That's crazy. Caesar on X. What's up, buddy? Yeah, right now it's boring on crypto. So I'm just giving some stories. Some story time. Doing my treadmill, get my steps in. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get my lights in. I had to buy some lights. I think I just got one. And then the next day I'll probably set it up in the morning. Chris says, I've had supervisors do that to me before, too. I just ignored them until they said my name as well. Yeah. Just because they have authority doesn't mean, yeah. Yeah, very true. But for me, I just find it funny. I find it so funny because, and I've like on the very second day too, before she said, hey, you, she's pointing stuff out to me. And she's like, look at this. Okay. Do you see why it's wrong? Nope. Have no idea. But just look at it. Again, I don't know what to compare it to. Well, it's wrong. I said, I got that. And thank you for pointing that out. Again, there are freaking customers around. I said, I get that. And thank you for pointing that out. My question to you would be, why is it wrong? And if you could just say, instead of saying, look, if you can say what's wrong with it, it's going to help me out like a lot. She's like, well, you know, this and this and blah, blah. I was like, okay, now I know why it's wrong and it won't happen again. But if you just tell me to look, I don't know what I'm comparing it to. And if I have two side by side, I still don't know what little thing I'm comparing it to. And she's like, well, look at this one, look at this one. Okay, I'm looking at them. Can you please tell me what is wrong with this one? Well, the sticker's on this way, blah, blah, blah. It goes this way. Okay, why? Like, don't just tell me that I did it wrong, but tell me why it's wrong. And I told her, and she goes, well, don't worry about it. Like, you'll figure it out. And I told her, I said, and later on that day, she goes, Joe, don't worry, Joe. Like, you'll figure it out. You know, I like things a certain way, blah, blah. I said, yeah, that's cool. You know, I'll figure stuff out. But it would speed up the process if you just said what you want, you know, as opposed to me finding out because it's wrong. If you say certain things go certain ways, well, then I'll know. And it's like, oh my gosh, man. Oh yeah, that's funny. Let's see here. Let's see here. Bidex says, at work right now, but I'll put up with my crew for a year. But I'll put up with my crew for you next stream. Add me on, I don't know what that is. The scammer? I don't know. You see, at work right now, but I'll put up with my crew for you. I don't know what that means. Chris says, are you more bullish or bearish today? Well, I'm still bullish. Now it's short term though. Overall, I'm bearish, but I do think we're going to come up to come down, and then that's where we see, are we going to break the low or continue up? I do think we're going to come up higher though, to at least, let's say 98. Next level, about 104, 105. These are the main levels I'm looking at. Let's see here. Chris says, instructions are in the wrong place these days. I think for people too lazy to explain something. Yeah. And there's like so many rules in the meat department, so many rules, but there's no rule book. There's no laminated posters or whatever. It's like you literally have to figure it out. Ask somebody who's been there and they'll tell you, oh, you use this for this. You do it like this. But okay. It needs to be better. That's what I think. Speaking of instructors being in the wrong place, why are there instructions on deodorant again? Why are there instructions? Yeah, so we don't eat it or something? That's funny. That's funny. But Mr. Bit had to go walk the doggos. Yeah, it's all good, brother. We just talked about Bitcoin, possibly going up to come down, to go up, break the highs. And we just started talking about my work, which is funny. I'm looking for a bounce here on the 382. It's coming down. I'm really glad I got stopped out. I moved my stop loss super tight. Once I started seeing this on the 3 minute, I'll show you. So like one thing with me, I entered, I think here I entered. And sure, I had lower entries, but that's if we did this and then we came down and then we came down. But instead we did this, up, down, and right now it's losing momentum. Here, it's better if it just comes straight down, then up, then down again. I like that. I'll use that for my lower entries. But when it's doing this, I don't like it because it's losing momentum. Then once it breaks this level, I really don't like it because now it continues. So if my thought process originally coming down 382 bounce up, maybe 0.5 ish area come up, but because it's doing this number now, I'm kind of worried. And all this is like, these little candles make up big candles. So this is not like my overall thought process, but let's just say we do something like this, then we do something like this. This is what I'm worried about. So that's why I moved my stop loss here, got stopped out, took the small little loss because it's something like this. Now what I'm going to wait for is if we do this or break this. Here's our entry. Here's our adding to our entry. So we just got to wait. That's what we did. But then I was talking about my boss. And I'm sleepy. But yeah, I love it. And there's a really cool dude who comes in and he helps me close. And last time, I told him, I was like, hey man, because the last two times I think he just came straight in, started washing stuff and cleaning stuff. And so that leaves me like a really easy 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours, where I just, restock the meat really easy and walk around, kill 15, 20 minutes, then restock some more meat, walk around 15, 20 minutes, restock some more meat until my 2.5, 3 hours is up. And last time I told him, I said, man, like, if you want me to do the cleaning, like, I'm happy to do it. Like, I like doing it. And he's like, all right, well, cool. Yeah. I'll let you do that. And then if you need any help, you just let me know. Well, good. I did it. And today, me and Damien's in the house. What's up, me, Damien? So today he came in and he's like, and I told him again, I was like, I really like how we did it last time. You know, if you want, we can do it again too. And he's like, well, like, I don't want to take like advantage to where like you just close all the time. I said, dude, I like it. You know, it gives me something to do instead of, sounds really good. He doesn't try to sell you anything. Oh, he has a paid course, but jeez, look at that. Glad I closed my lung. I injured my lung here. Put my stop loss really tight once I start seeing this. But yeah, and then you have like all the internal and external structure, all that fun stuff. Let's come over here. Me, Damien says, I just closed my short on Bitcoin, made money, both longing and shorting it today, following my TA and my rules. Yeah. Or his TA and his rules. There you go. There you go. Yeah, this morning, let's go 15 minutes. This morning, it came down here and it looked like it was bouncing, and I entered, I think here, entered here, went up, came down, stop loss were super tight, shot me out. Cool. Started coming up again. All right, I think we're gonna go up now. Entered long, came up, came down. This time I have my stop loss like right here, around here. I didn't want to put it too deep because I'm high leverage. Sure enough, stop me out. Ah, crap. Then it started coming up again. It's like, man, I'm about to go to work. I don't know if price go up, down, up, a little bit higher, down, up, make a lower high. You know, some people will see this as a head and shoulders. I don't. I just see this. If we did this number showing weakness, more than likely do this. So I don't want to get into long and lose again. And what happens? To the upside. That would have been huge. Like 700%. But I didn't take it because I was afraid of this. Then we came up here. I told the group, I was all right, cool. Looks like it retraced at 382. I entered the trade. 50-minute candle close above the VWAP. And then I drew the fib retracement. It's like, dang it. I thought that was a 382. We could come lower. But as I'm watching on the 3-minute time frame, we kind of just talked about this. Start seeing this. It's like, no, not liking it. I had lower entries too. I said no. This is where I'm thinking potentially. We'll see. But I'm not in it right now. Let's see here. SWXE6 says, how you doing, Joe? Any Black Friday deals, my friend? For my group, or that I buy? I bought an Instapot. But are you asking about my group? If you are, I haven't announced it, but I think there may be some spots available. Check the link in the description for my Patreon. Send me a screenshot and to my Telegram. It's all on Telegram. I like Telegram. I don't like Discord. I don't like Discord. Discord is like a 2 compared to Telegram being an 8. Give you a heads up. Let's see here. Al says to me, Damien, safe move, my friend, on that. But I'm riding the short down to the GP golden pocket at 86.7. There you go. Held it because we lost the VWAP and the 382 is holding as resistance. Yeah. Currently. Yep. Very true. Very true. Yeah, in order for me to go long, I need to break a high. I would like to see it. See, but even if it comes up to the 382 here, we still have this area we can come down. So I need to break this level and then retrace, break that level, then we go. But we'll see. But today was a good day at work. It was a good day. But yeah, but for me though, man, I hate being micromanaged. OMG. I hate it. And she just barks at you to bark at you. But I have fun with her though. The other day, I was gonna go on break. And I need to go on a break at a certain time so I can get food from the deli. Because if not, well then they close and I can't get any food. So, 5 minutes. Is it me, or I see a 5 minute cup in handy to the downside? I mean, I can't see it. No, that's ugly. Here's a lefty cup. Where's the handle, the cup, inverse, and then here it would play out the measured move. About here. I don't have a Rolex show. Nothing wrong with Rolexes. Crypto changed me. That guy has a lot of Rolexes. Nothing wrong with that. It's just when you have a paid group and your trades really suck, but you have Rolexes and cars and houses and clothes because of your members, not because of your trading. That's where I have an issue. Zoom out. You said 5 minutes. This? No. Gross. It wouldn't be the 5 minute time frame if you're looking at something like larger. It'd be like a higher time frame, like a 1 hour or something. Call this a rising wedge. We break this level, more than likely down here. But no. We're back in about 15. Like, she was literally dumbfounded. Like, no one's talked to her the way I talked to her. Like, we have stuff we got to do. I said, yes, I understand that. And it's going to be here when I come back. So that's good. The food's not going to be there when I get done with the work. And I said, I need to eat. And if I don't eat, well, then I don't have energy to do all the stuff you tell me to do. And she just kind of like, okay. I said, all right, I'll be back in 15. So I'll go get my food, right? So then today, it's funny, man. It's so funny. Because I'm the only one who talks back to her. Everybody else, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Me is like, no, I'm going on break. And I tell her, I said, the work's going to be here. And I told her, I said, you know, there was another time where I still need to take my lunch, but we were just slammed. We were like so crazy busy. I didn't take it at the normal time I normally take it. You know, I had to wait like an hour, hour and a half so I could take it. So I do know, you know, priorities, but I'm gonna eat. And she's like, oh, okay. So today, my coworker, he's a good dude. He's like, Joe, are you gonna go on break? And she's right there. Joe, no, I think he told her that to ask me about my break or something like that. And these guys, they don't take breaks. Like, they took like a 5 minute break. Nah, F that. I'll take my 15. Anyway, so he goes, Joe, are you about ready to take your break? I said, almost. I have stuff that I'm doing right now. But once I do those things, and I had more to do. I had like 8 things to do, but I was working on 2, and I was almost done with those 2. I said, when I finish these 2 things, I'm gonna go on break. But right now, I don't want to leave them, the way they are right now. And he's like, all right, cool. And so I just basically told her, when I'm done with that, I'm going on break. She didn't say nothing, which is funny. And I told him, I said, hey man, thanks, good looking out. And oh yeah, Joe, no problem. And I told him the same thing. Work's always gonna be there. My food's not. And then as I get my food, she made a comment or something, and we just kind of laughed at it. Yeah, it's funny. Let's see here. Joe, we don't care about your work. Well, I do. I've been working a long time, guys, 5 years. And it's way different than nursing. I already gave all the stuff that I used to do as a nurse. I tell you one thing I don't miss as a nurse. I don't miss doing oral care. Oh my gosh. There's patients that have, tubes down their throat and their mouth gets all dry. The worst smell you would ever, it smells worse than C. diff. C. diff is poop. The poop that smells really bad. But oh my gosh, the mouth, you got to go in there like with a swab, and then you take out junk. It's gross. It's really gross. And you have to do it. Part of the job. And my trick was I would have gum. And for one, it has like the sensory of the smell and the taste, and just chewing. I knew somebody was gonna say that. Oh, you're funny. But man, that's one thing I will not miss, and I don't miss. Another thing I don't miss is cleaning out the trach where the tube is in the throat, because you have to hold it, twist it to unlock it, and then pull it out. And if you move it or whatever, it'll tickle their throat and they'll cough. And when they cough phlegm. And the only way the phlegm can come out is through that hole or through that tube. So if that happens, you better make sure that tube is not facing you. That's another one. Oh man. Another thing that I'm not missing is feeding somebody, whether it's meds or just feeding, through their tube in their stomach. And there's a connection. We got to connect it, and then we pour it down. But depending on the person, depends on how fast they can consume. So sometimes, and how thick the liquid is. So you got to pour it, you got to wait. And it's a syringe, it's kind of bigger than a regular syringe. Well, it is bigger. Anyway, you pour some more, 30, 50 cc's, and you just wait. And you can't do it fast. They can't be laughing either. They can't be taking a poop, because all that's contracting the muscles, and then it takes longer. I was like, bro, I'm about to pass out. Oh man, come on, Bitcoin. Let's see. I need to break this high. But that's one thing I'm not gonna miss. There's a lot of stuff I do miss as a nurse. One is the pay. Oh my gosh, the money. Oh, good Lord. But not only that, but just the patients there, just for the residents, so they can have like a Christmas party or I said 20. And I would do this all the time. So I get 20 of them, and I would hand them out the tickets to all of my CNAs on my wing, then the CNAs on the opposite wing, and then the other other 2 wings. Hand them all to them. I said, this is a very small token of my appreciation. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for not calling in. Thank you for coming in when somebody does call in. I know it's a very small token, of my appreciation. But I just want to let you know, thank you so much. Joe, oh man, thank you, man. I do that all the time. And I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back, but this is what I would do. And they're like, man, Joe, thank you so much. And I do that every single time they had a fundraiser, like a bake sale or whatever. Give me 20 of them. Let's go. I'll give them to the shower aides. I wouldn't give them to the nurses. Everybody, if first CNAs, hands down, they all got, man, their work is really hard. Shower aides. Then after that, it would be like the maintenance people who clean and stuff like that. I do it to them too. And then I would, if I had any left over, sometimes I did, I'd give it to like maybe a nurse or maybe like a manager or something. But like all those people that have money. So that's what I would do. That part I miss. There was, I'm gonna tell you a story now. Joe, we don't care about your stories. There's no questions. Give me a question and I stop talking about my stories. There was one time at a facility, so cute. They were sisters. They were like in their 80s. And they lived across the hall from each other. And whatchamacallit, they would eat and we'd help feed them and everything. And, they don't have an appetite, but they would eat and we'd encourage them, stuff like that. And then when I'm taking them to their rooms, we all take them to their rooms. And usually I would have some. And they're diabetic too. And so it's time for me to give them their shots. But before I give them the shots, I would ask them. I said, would you like a treat? Oh, you have a treat? So sure do. It's a chocolate one. And it's like either Hershey's Kiss or like a little chocolate candy bar, but something that would dissolve in your mouth too. I don't have to worry about choking or nothing like that. And they're like, oh yeah. I was all right, here you go. And I give one to the sister too. Well, one day the family member came over, favorites, but we're not supposed to have favorites. But just to let you know, from time to time, I give them some sweets. And she goes, but Joe, they're diabetic. I said, I know. But guess what? They have medicine for that. They're like, oh, okay. But that's why the family members love me. Because I would treat my patients like people and not just a number. But yeah, that was pretty cool. There was one where the daughter was mad. Joe, I just saw my mom. She had a piece of cake in her room. She's diabetic. I said, whoa. I told that. I said, whoa. I said, hold on. I said, yeah, she is diabetic. And it's only a piece of cake and not an entire cake. An entire cake, I get your point. But it's a piece. Just to let you know, to them, this place is like prison. They can't do what they want. They can't leave when they want. They have rules that they gotta abide by. And a piece of cake is something like from the free world, to where it's something they like, and it's a reward. And it's like, just because they're diabetic, that doesn't mean they can't have it. That just means we might need to give them a little bit more medicine. That's all that means. And they're like, I said, what if I told you couldn't have any more sweets because you're diabetic? Well, I am diabetic. I said, I know. Well, I didn't say I know, but I said, okay. Do you eat sweets? Well, yeah. That's okay. Don't take that away from them. I said, they will have sweets. We have dietitians and everything else. Not only that, but we have medicine. Let them have their freedom. Let them have the taste of freedom. Yeah, you're right, Joe. I didn't think of it like that. Yeah. That's crazy. But what's even more crazy, we've been here talking about my work, my jobs, and just like 15 minutes of crypto. Yeah. I do miss being a nurse. I really do. I love what I'm doing right now, though. No stress. The only stress is if that lady's working. And then when it is, it's not even stress. I just mess with her. It's just so funny. There was one time she was yelling at me, but that's how she talks. You know, she's just griping or demanding or whatever. And somebody else came in and she starts griping and commanding or whatever to that person. And then he leaves and then she starts walking out. I said, whoa, wait a minute. You didn't finish griping at me. She goes, oh, what was I griping at you about? I said, I don't know. I don't even listen to what you say. And I started laughing. And she's like, oh, Joe. And then she leaves. But that's funny. But that's what I do. That's my personality. Like, I'll make you laugh. I'll let you know that I do have a brain and I can think and I understand priorities. But yeah, it's just funny. How long have we been streaming? Oh, we got 5 more minutes and then it's 1 hour on the treadmill. That's what we try for every single day. Minimum 1 hour. So that's good. But yeah. I do miss it though. The nursing thing. Man, the paychecks were crazy. Man, super crazy. But now, since I went 5 years without doing the nursing thing, you can only do that for 4 years. I went 5. I didn't know that. So I got to jump through a whole bunch of hoops, like a lot of hoops. I don't know if I want to. Plus, it's really expensive too. So I don't know. I like what I'm doing though. Like I love it. Like even the cleaning part that nobody likes doing, man, I take pride in that. And like the floor is super, super clean. Versus when other people close, and I can recollect it. Also, ooh, I'm tired, sleeping. Oh, I did not go to the workout place. I think it's $25 a month, which is good. I looked it up online, but I did not go over there. I was, but it's like, man, I'm tired. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. And nothing crazy, just, you know, lift some weights, get a little bit of lifting in. We'll see. But hey, we got some people jumping in. Very nice. Thank you guys. Thank you for smashing the like. You guys are the absolute best. We went over Bitcoin. We went over much of my stories about work, previous and present. And we just been kicking back. And thank you for smashing the like. Guys are the best. Guys are the best. But I don't see any questions. Man, in reference to the bear market, I'm prepared. You know, that's why I'm working too. Could I have, you know, not worked? Sure. But I wouldn't have any money for the bear market. So right now, that's what I'm doing. Working, saving, and then in a year, I'll start DCAing. That's what I'll do. But I'll still be trading though. Mike, what's up, Mike? Hey, Joe, I'm late. That's all good, brother. Yeah, we're gonna finish the stream already. We started an hour ago. We're doing the treadmill. We're getting our steps in. We do it for 1 hour, and start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Tomorrow we'll do the same thing. Are we gonna hit 103? I'm gonna say Well, our first major area that I'm looking at for rejection, well, there's this area, this zone, 91.8, that I'm looking for possibly a rollover. But the major one, in my opinion, is right around 98.4. Then we have this next one at around 94.4. These trend lines are really important. They're from the previous cycle, from candle body to candle body, wick to wick on the daily. So this is really important. Now, granted, this right here, this 101 falls right in line with the midline of the trend lines, or the zone that we just pointed out. So here's another area, 101.3-ish. So we'll see. But my main level, in order for me to be bullish, is we need to break this resistance zone. So once we break 107.4, that's when I start getting bullish. Could we make money on the way up? Yeah. I think we're gonna go up, down, up, down. Now I have a video that I put out, I believe it was yesterday, in reference to my thought process on Bitcoin, possible areas of rollovers. Recommend everybody watch that. I think it's like an 8-minute video, 8.5 minutes. Rodog says, ever had one of those days where you sleep through most of it? That's me today. Good morning. Well, good morning, Road Dog. Appreciate you greatly being here. I want to say slept most of the day, but there would be times where I'd be up all night, finally go to bed at 10 or 11 after Army Piper's show, and then no, because then I'd have to do my stream at 12. I think I will do that. So I crashed out at 6 or 7, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'd be okay with that 101. Yeah, same. All right, guys, so I'm getting my steps in on the treadmill, and we've done this for 1 hour already. So that is the show. I do thank you. We talked about Bitcoin. We talked about my current job. We talked about my previous job, and a bunch of stories today. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for smashing the like. Let's jam out to the song that I think is so funny. Because for me personally, I don't use big words. Mitigation, proclamation, interrogation. I don't use those words. We came into, I do say accumulation, but we came into accumulation for the initiation, which just means it moved. For the mitigation, which just means it pulled back and then tapped or touched the area, zone, or whatever, before the continuation. I don't use those words, but these words, maybe you use them. Let's listen to the intro. I do thank you guys. And me, Damien says, actually had a 100% win rate today. No lie. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. The mitigation proclamation song. Here we go.
Trade intuition, the chart magician. Make sure to type bingo bango in the chat. Domination, elevation, initiation, mitigation, continuation, summation, revelation, artificination, celebration, elevation, illumination, liberation, concentration, bration, calibration, reverberation, meditation, levitation, infiltration, escalation, accumulation, continuation, initiation, mitigation, transformation, radiation, domination.
Yeah, I think that's so funny. And that's the whole point of the song, accumulation. Then you have initiation, then mitigation, then continuation. It's like, oh yeah, how about proclamation and interrogation and stipulation? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's funny. All right, guys, that's all I got. Still on the treadmill. Let's go. Let's get it. Thanks so much, guys, being here. Smash a like. We'll see you on the next video. Until then, as always, Let's make this money. Take care. I said, take care. How do I stop this treadmill? Holy smokes. Off button. Where is it? Don't fall again. Here we go. All right. Woo-wee. Nice workout. Talk to you soon.